Hi everyone, it's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 8, Whisper Countdown. This is it. This is the mid-season finale. We have been waiting for this arc. I am super excited to see tonight's episode. So excited, in fact, we're doing 2 reaction videos tonight. So once the episode is over, around 10:15ish, we will go live. It'll be about a 25-30 minute. We'll finish Talking Dead, and then we'll go into our extended reaction video after that. So we are only an hour away. Let me get into it. We got a super chat right off the gates here. This is round 3. Valar is absolutely correct. And she said, y'all ready for round 3? 99 Army, Kill, Steph, Emmy, Kel, Sweet Tommy, sponsors, patrons, and of course, all the super chatters that are out there. I do have to say, this picture just struck me as, it's amazing. If I ever saw this climbing outside my house, I would immediately order one of those Ring doorbells that you can talk to them. Because Daryl scares me here. But there are going to be some things. We've taken the spoilers and sort of given you bits and pieces all throughout the week. So we are going to touch on some of the spoilers. And Mel is... luckily his fiance is not seeing these super chats. So Mel, no problem. Thank you so much and congratulations. So Mel super chatting. Thanks again for all the well wishes. Means a lot when people who don't know me, maybe they do, from the next guy, take the time to wish me well. It's a big deal to me, guys. Enjoy the episode. I'm out. You guys know, hopefully Mel will be here tonight. He does not participate in a lot of the spoilers, so we try to sort of skate around it, but you know, we are going to talk about him tonight. But thank you so much, Mel. Appreciate your support of the channel, your long-time support of the channel. Hopefully everything went well last night. We know it did. And hopefully you'll be back for the reaction video a little bit later on tonight. So I'm going to get into some of the spoiler information. Like I said, we're going to do bits and pieces, so it's not going to be, hey, this, and this. But I will ask you a little bit later, not yet. We're going to come up with what we think the rating on this episode is going to be tonight. So a couple of main storylines. I know Drama King earlier in the day had talked about the dog. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. So the barn scene that we know happens, thanks to the dog, Eugene is found. So we're already seeing a little bit of that. Now, we don't know yet, you know, how the dog's going to react to Whispers and Walker separately, but we are going to see just a little bit of a taste of that tonight. Pete D, super chatting. Pete, because Pete didn't put a super chat up there, and Pete just likes to show his love for the channel, Pete, just want to say, Tara will be the new leader of the Hilltop. So, all your wishes, all your dreams have definitely come true. I know silently Pete has been pulling for Tara to take over a much more leadership role and also to get more airtime, so we're absolutely going to see it. Let me go to, we talked about, you know, clearly everybody knows the big spoiler is the Jesus death. But we haven't talked a whole lot about the way it goes down. So let me kind of walk you through the events and how that is going to take place. So there are going to be more people there than we initially thought. Now, Michonne, remember, Rosita wanted to go. So it looks like instead of Rosita going, that it's going to be Michonne, Magna, and Yumi are all going to go. Now, I still think Rosita is going to dress up and sneak out behind the scenes and get herself in some trouble. But I think it's going to be one of those like, okay, you know, I'm going to refer back to Tombstone. You know, when Val Kilmer was acting like he was, well, he was sick, but he was acting like he was sick, but then he went and he fought Johnny at the end. Okay, anyway, if you haven't seen Tombstone, check it out. But I think Rosita's going to pull a Tombstone move. I think she's just going to, she's going to want to go, they're going to restrain her, and she's going to be like, okay, no problem. She's going to act like she's staying, and then later on she'll sneak out and get herself caught. But Michonne, Magna, and Yumi do show up and help Aaron, Daryl, Jesus, and Eugene. They're all in the graveyard. So, it doesn't appear that they're necessarily going to make it back. We thought, you know, maybe Daryl and Eugene could make it back to Hilltop, but that's not what's going to go down. So what is going to go down is they're trying to break through. There's a rusted gate. So they're like, you know, trying to beat through this. You can see Daryl peeking over the wall there of the gate. But Jesus, you know, sees these walkers, and as predicted, I told you guys it's going to be like a Billy Jack scene. So Jesus is going to be fighting these walkers, you know, holding them off. And then, of course, you know, they're not going to really be paying attention. They're not going to be able to help him They don't think he needs help, right? It's only, 7 or 8 walkers. But one of them apparently, and Jesus does have a sword, so he's doing a little bit of judo and some other stuff. One of the Whispers grabs Jesus, spins him around, and stabs him from behind and says, You're where you do not belong, quote. So it's hard to tell, but it looks like one of the Whispers they've seen before. This is from Spoiling Dead's fan page, so I do want to give a shout out to the Pancake and the Firefly, so you guys know who I'm talking about. But yeah, just going through what's going to go down tonight. Rusty Lion with a super chat says, Dog better not die. And I will tell you, Rusty, have not, but I'll have a little bit more time tomorrow. Today has been a pretty action-packed day. But if you guys like tributes and some of The Walking Dead with some music, like Paint It Black and some other stuff, check out the Rusty Lion. He does some really good, 3 or 4 so far, I think. I've not watched the last one. Scott Kern, is Jesus going to reanimate, or will he be put down? Scott, that is a great, great question, and you've thought about this a little bit further than I have. Or option 3, will he be kind of drug away or captured? I guess that would be. It's going to depend, because we know that they're going to see some of the Whispers there, or some of the walkers. They're going to see the mask, and then the pack is kind of walking away, and then they turn around and come back. So I don't know. I mean, Scott, I think we could see 3 different options. One, they take him and they're going to make an example, or maybe use him as a wardrobe. Number 2, someone's going to have to put him down. Or number 3, will it just outright, will he be killed immediately with someone, kind of stab him in the head? So I'm going to ask, what do you guys think happens? Is it going to be Aaron that puts him down after he ends up dying? Will that happen? Or did you see Jesus reanimating as a walker and doing some of the judo? Like, no. All right, I'm trying to make light of the situation. I shouldn't, because we might, it could be a little bit more touching tonight. I know I was not overly attached to his character. I thought they could have done a little bit more with him, but I'm okay. I mean, it's still going to be a little bit touching, though. All right, people think it could be Aaron. Or will they take him? Good stuff. Couple more things here. So we will see Alexandria, but there is going to be a little extended focus on Hilltop. Henry's getting a lot of play. Henry's arc. We've already seen Henry with Ezekiel. We've seen Henry with Carol. We've seen Henry talking to Daryl. Now we're going to see Henry at Hilltop. In fact, has anyone been more of a focal point the last 3 episodes than Henry? Can you guys think? I mean, he's got more airtime than Rosita. He's got more airtime than Ezekiel. And tonight is going to be a focus too. And we're going to see him in the Lydia story arc. So some people are saying too many scenes. I think he's probably been on a little bit more than other people. So, question for the group. Does Henry make it the entire season? I'm going to say no. I don't think. I think Henry's going to be killed in front of Carol. I would be shocked if he makes it. Probably 50-50. I just think that would permanently... Oh, man. You talk about villains like no other. Imagine the permanent effect. Carol would need Ezekiel. So, look, if Luke gets captured or Luke gets killed, maybe Ezekiel makes it, possibly Henry dies, then by all means, Carol better have a support mechanism beside Daryl, and that's going to have to be Ezekiel. It's funny. Look, you guys don't act like you care about Henry, really. How many people here give a damn about Henry? Don't even lie to me. You guys were crushing Henry, and now all of a sudden, Carol shows him a little bit of love. He's grown up a little bit. It's like, oh, no, please don't kill Henry. Who cares? Henry is like He's no, 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 no. Don't even pretend. If if you like Henry, then you're going to latch on to anybody in The Walking Dead. People have to die in The Walking Dead. That's the whole nature of the show. Scott Kernan says, yes, they wouldn't kill a kid that way. Of course they would. Why wouldn't they? Well, I get it, Joyce. Joyce says, I care about Carol. Well, anybody you kill is pretty much going to affect somebody at this point. I mean, Henry a little bit more. There you go. Mitch says, bye-bye, Henry, save my king. I would say of the people, I mean, look, he's getting a lot of airtime. But of the people on the show, he's probably one that if they take him and trade off somebody else, I'd be okay with it. Kel says all lives are precious. Well, in The Walking Dead, people have to die. Rookie Gaming, Kills. Give me your top 3 next characters to die. It'll spark a great convo for future streams. My top 3 to die are, well, Jesus, obviously. I'm going to go with Rosita, Jerry, and Luke. Jerry, Rosita, and Luke. That's my big 3. One major, one minor, and one in between. And that's just the next 3. You know, other than Tara and Henry and a couple other people, maybe DJ, it doesn't really matter if you suggest anybody. I mean, not anybody you suggest dying is going to upset somebody. Scott says, Kills. Luke dies in the comics by Pike. By Pike, I'm assuming you mean by knife and then by Pike, right? They first of all, they have to kill him and cut him and then put him on the pike. And what a great reminder. Anytime somebody says Pike, everybody here, Walking Dead fans, 999 Army members, like the Pike button. This is the last countdown before we go on break. Now, we will do Sunday streams. We're not giving up on our Sunday streams. But what are we going to be counting down? So let's get a big, big show of support with the like button, if you guys could. That would be awesome. All right, I'm going to jump around because one of the questions came up was Alexandria. And because of the things that are going to go down, look, I think 30 minutes of the show tonight is probably going to be in that dark graveyard. And then some of it is going to be the Henry story. So I don't know that we're going to see Judith. I don't know that we're going to see a lot of characters around there. I think we're only going to see the Father G Negan scene and then Negan probably at the end. I don't think there's going to be a big focus on Alexandria. Alec Laura says, what's up, 999 Army? Maybe Ezekiel dies to save Henry. Possibility, Alec, because the rumor is that Michonne, Carol, and Daryl are all taken. It possibly could be Magna and Yumiko as well because they're going to be there. I got a feeling they're going to slip away. It could be Magna that goes back to find Negan, and then, maybe Ezekiel, Negan, Magna, they come to save the day. Possibility. Joe Fulford, are you upset by them diverting from the comics? Joe, absolutely not. In fact, I want them to divert away from the comics. Remember my analogy. The comics are a roadmap. Just a guide. Just to kind of get you there. But, the less information that's out there for me, the better. It just gives us more time to predict and speculate. I might have missed a couple. I did. Wilson, totally missed your, I was flipping through paperwork. So Wilson with a super chat says, if Henry or Tara dies, we riot. No, 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 Wilson. Let's see. I know it's complete sarcasm, but who is liked less than those two characters at this point? Wilson, on a serious note, though, can you think of another character who half the audience would want to go? I know there's some Tara fans, but I would say, by and large, maybe Enid. Ron, I would venture to say Eugene is probably more popular. Yeah, Enid might be one. I don't know that Enid has a strong fan base. Walking Dead Nerd says nobody right now. It's funny because you guys you're splitting like every couple up. It's either Enid needs to die or Alden needs to die. Father G needs to die or Rosita will probably die. Ezekiel may die saving Henry. So it's like we're splitting up every relationship. Scott, I don't know. I would disagree with that. Scott Super Chat says currently Negan, but that'll change. I think there's a ton more Negan fans than Tara fans. And I mean, I get what they're trying to do with Henry, but I just don't think they'll have time. Wilson, the love god, that would be, I guess that'd be Father G. Oh, he's out there now, man. Yeah, I'm interested to see. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Elena, the acting I think is fine, but not everybody gets the role that satisfies their character. So now that Maggie's gone, once Jesus is out of power, I guess we'll see. Look, Maggie rose to prominence at Hilltop, so why can't Tara? Ooh, rough crowd. Kill Rosita, Eugene, and Enid. Now, I don't know. I mean, we'll kind of get to it, but so I was just kind of getting into the topic of Negan. Anybody think Negan is going to run away and go try to set up Saviors Part 2 and start beating people up with Lucille again? Is there anybody that thinks that Negan is not a changed person? I know there were a few that said, you know, once he gets a little bit of power, it's going to be hard to trust him. So how do you think they will leave the Negan story? Do you think they'll leave it open as if he escapes and he's not coming back? Or do you think they'll actually show him come back toward the end and just be like, where else am I going to go? That's my point exactly, Scott. The Saviors are gone. Negan has no one left. Yeah, I think there are going to be multiple layers to this cliffhanger. So, you know, the big cliffhanger is going to be, is anybody going to make it out? Oh, John Brody, super chatting that. You must have been listening to our early stream, because I am all over that. So here's the way I think it's going to go down. We know that Magna, Yumiko, and Michonne go to help Daryl, Eugene, Aaron. Jesus won't make it. But, I mean, the word is that there are going to be multiple people kidnapped. So that doesn't happen till like 13 or 14. We got 4 or 5 episodes. So I think there's just going to be a lot of back and forth. I mean, you know, do a few of them get captured? Do they get taken hostage? A few of them get taken away? There's going to be these multiple back and forth. Like we trade or they go out there trying to stake out the Whisperer's hideout, and then they're just going to get overwhelmed. Jimmy's Jammin' says, I think Negan is going to be there for Judith in any capacity. I agree with that. I think 7.5 years has completely changed him. He was already starting to, you know, appreciate the family life, but he just could never have it. And Saiyan, Raised on Earth, Negan will come back after escaping. Aaron should take over Hilltop after Jesus' death. You know, I think that's a good question. Who will lead Hilltop, Aaron or Tara? I think it'll be Tara. I think because she's the second in charge right now, that she's going to want to get some stuff done. I think they will officially put her in that role. Casey, I would agree with that. Tara, but Maggie would come back. Tara's just going to keep the seat warm until Maggie hears about the war and bring some reinforcements. It does appear that it's a little corny that Maggie left right when they're getting ready to face the worst enemy ever, but it kind of works because, hey, if Maggie wouldn't have left, I don't think there's any chance they win the Whisperer War. I do think that Maggie's going to have to bring some people back that can get this done. And then we're going to rebuild all over again. Yeah, hey, can you guys make sure this John Paul never attends one of our streams again? First of all, you're a sexist little punk. And second of all, just don't ever grow up, change your viewpoint of women, but don't ever come into our streams again, ever. What an idiot. All right, moving on to the chat. Will Lauren be back? For sure. It appears that she will be back. Now, will she be the star of the show? Will she come back as a cameo? I mean, there's options. You know, they can pay her what she deserves, and they may not want her to be the regular on the show. They may just want her to come back and bail them out. I could see that. They could sign a contract, do 3 or 4. Look, we're so attached to the characters. It's like, you know, Maggie's back. Of course, she's going to be back forever. Maybe, maybe not. It might. Returning doesn't mean returning forever. Hey, I'll come back, help them out. You guys rebuild. I got another community I got to go save. Well, we don't know how big Georgie's group is, but you know what? We'll save that for we're going to save that for a stream during the week because the last few minutes here, really going to focus on tonight's arc and the Whisperers and some things that are going to go down. We got Robert Frank 615 says, what are the chances the Whisperers came across Lucille laying in the field and one of them used it as a weapon? Pretty cool way to reintroduce Lucille, if you ask me. Robert, I think that's a good point. The topic of Lucille is very dicey. At least it is for me. Maybe it's not for each of you. I'm willing to bring Negan back into the fold. I'm willing to use Negan as a fighting resource. But I'm not sure I want to stand beside him when he's kind of in bloodlust mode and he's destroying Whispers with Lucille. I think Lucille, there's one of two ways. Some people are going to cheer it. They're going to be like, yes, Lucille's back. Yeah. But for me, it's going to be like, no, that's the weapon he used to bash Glenn's head in. And Abraham, no. So I want to see Negan move on. I want to see him use a different weapon. I want to see him defend people. Otherwise, I don't want him out of jail. If he's going to be out and he's going to be helping and he's going to be doing those things, I think you got to un-Negan him. You're going to have to make him almost into a little bit different character. Look, you can leave his sense of humor, but you're going to have to tone down his enjoyment. And he did it for show. It's a tough topic. Casey says lose the bat and the jacket. Uncle Negan, I love it. Well, saying you probably can't totally un-Negan, but I do think you're gonna have to change it a little bit, which they already have. I mean, he's softened the approach a little bit. Well, obviously he's in jail, but he's an influence on Judith. And I don't think he's a total negative influence on Judith. I think his delivery, the language is a little colorful, but I think he's teaching her real world that she hasn't seen in a long time. I mean, he's lived through it. She's seen some of it, but she didn't see the other side of it. So I feel like that's the direction. Yeah, we're going to wind this down. We got a couple more minutes. One thing I would say, and most of you guys know this, and thank you, Tommy, but please, if you guys don't, when we're talking Walking Dead, if you guys want a shout out or you want something individual, message me, but don't come into the stream and start spamming either sexist comments, racist comments, or spamming to promote something else. I mean, this is not your area to come in and self-promote. This is kind of our group. It's our network, and I certainly would support other people if it's done in the right format, but I don't want it to be disruptive toward people that come here to talk about a certain topic. So I'm going to switch the topic in the last couple minutes here. One, everybody do me a favor. If you're 999 Army Strong, hit that like button, pike the like button. Number two, based on all the spoilers you've heard this week, the build-up, the whispers, the hidden clues, the drama, the cliffhangers, the Negan situation, from a scale of a 1 to a 10, I need you to rate tonight's episode right now. What do you think this episode's going to be? Anything less than a 10, I'm going to call you out. Come on, let's see it. Let's see the 10s. This is the mid-season finale, best season ever of The Walking Dead. Angela Kang is absolutely amazing. I want to see a lot of 10s. I want to see a lot of support, a lot of love for the show. Fluff coming out with 8.9. Come on, Fluff. All right, a lot of good stuff here. From everything I've read, the horror, the fright, the story, the build-up, I'm going to go on record and say it's going to be a 10. I think when we do the reaction video, I think there's going to be some people that are emotionally moved by it. I think there's going to be some people that are afraid of the whispers. But in tonight's reaction video, we are going to touch on a lot of topics, and I don't think I'm going to back away from that 10. I feel like after I watch the show, I'm going to say it was everything. The first half was great. I love what they did with all the characters. You know, is there a little corny storyline here or there? Yes, but this is The Walking Dead that I've grown accustomed to. This is what got us all started and what got us all hooked, at least in my perspective. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, and this is stream number 3. Many of you have been here through 1, 2, and 3, but hang on, we got 2 more. So I know many of you are getting up early tomorrow. I'm just going to ask, hang out with us for 2 more episodes. We will be back here at around 10:15 to 10:20, probably 10:15 for our reaction video. We're going to re-rate it. We're going to talk about just a couple bullet points. Then we're going to catch Talking Dead, and we're going to do an extended reaction tonight. So this is the drive for 5, and then you know what? Then you guys can start ordering all your Cyber Monday stuff because it'll probably be past midnight. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everything you guys are doing. Patreon sponsors, super chatters. I'll give shout-outs in the late video tonight. Go get your stuff ready. Get your food done. Sit down. Take some notes. Look for all the hidden clues. I will see everybody tonight at 10:15 after The Walking Dead. Enjoy the show, everybody. Peace.